Okay, ready? 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 What's up? This is Terry Adams. You're watching RideBMX.com, and this is how to do the time machine. To start off learning the time machine, the first thing you're going to need to know how to do is a straight line peg wheelie. To determine which foot you're going to use, you determine which way you're going to carve. So I use my left foot for a peg wheelie because I carve to the right. So that's how you're going to do it. The next step in learning the time machine is learning your peg wheelies in a circle, and when you're doing that, just make sure your outside foot is on the peg. It's going to be better if you practice on some grippy ground because your bike's going to be really upright and you're going to be spinning in really tight circles. The third step of learning the time machine, after you get those peg wheelies in a couple circles, then you'll be able to go ahead and take your right hand and move to the left side of the handlebar, and as soon as you have both hands on the grip, go ahead and take your left hand and put on that front peg. After your left hand hits that front peg, your bike should be a little bit more vertical and you should be a little bit more upright and just about ready in the position that you're going to need to spin. Now, getting the bike to spin in a time machine, there's two ways you can make it spin. You can either lift your knee up towards your chest to help it spin, or you can put your leg out towards the ground. Really, it's all personal preference, which feels better for you. You know, it feels better for me to put my leg up, so that's why I do it like that. One tip that's always helped me with the time machine is making sure my foot is really close to the frame, and that gives just me a little bit more support to keep the bike closer to me and make sure nothing gets out of whack. One thing you're going to want to remember is when you pick up and grab your right hand on the handlebar and your left hand on the front peg, your leg's still going to be kind of dangling out like in a peg wheelie position. So when you want to get it to actually spin, that's when you pull up on the bike really tight and then tuck your knee up to make it spin. So when you pull the bike in closer to you to make it spin, you're almost going to want to kind of look at your head tube, and the closer you can pull the head tube in towards you, probably the tighter it's going to spin and the more circles you're going to spin as well. I've heard a ton of different people say that they look at different objects on their bike to help them with spinning. I personally just kind of like zone out and just kind of look at everything around me and enjoy the show, I guess. But I've heard guys like Matt Wilhelm say that they kind of focus in on the stem or the handlebar to help them from getting dizzy. So in learning how to ride out of the time machine, just go ahead while you're spinning and let go of the peg with your hand, and your foot should already be right there by the front peg, so you can just go ahead and slam it down on the peg to ride out. When learning this trick, I would just set a personal goal of trying to maybe get one circle. After you get one circle, set a goal for the next day to get 2 circles, and by the time you get 3 circles, then you pretty much got the trick, and you can then learn to do other stuff with it. After you learn the basic time machine, there's a ton of different types of time machines that you can do. You can do time machine cranking the pedal. You can do a turbine time machine where you make the bike go forward and backwards. You can do time machine over the head tube. And you can also learn how to pump time machines where you wiggle your leg back and forth and make the bike keep going in circles. After you get your time machines really dialed, then you can start putting them into combos and linking them up with your other tricks and just start impressing your bros or your lady friends.